Hi guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Josh and this will be the last video that I'll be posting in 2019. And this video I'll be sharing my goals for the year for 2020, and I'll be setting these goals based on a framework, and hopefully this is also a good tool for you to set your own goals if you haven't already, to set good goals that you can realistically achieve in 2020. So in this video I'll be showing you my 6 goals that I set, and these goals are financial goals for 2020. So this has something to do with my career. It has to do with personal finance as well as YouTube goals as well. The acronym SMART is a great way for you to help guide you set your goals in 2020. The S in SMART stands for specific. The goals that you set, you want it to be specific enough so that you know that you're achieving what you want to do. M stands for measurable. So is it quantifiable? Having qualitative goals are a bit more difficult to measure because it's kind of hard to put a number on something that you can't really put a number on. And so quantitative goals are very measurable and good goals to have. Can you put a number on it, basically? And so the A and R really go hand in hand together. Is it achievable and is it realistic? You want your goals to be able to motivate yourself. You don't want goals that are too far away that you can't possibly achieve and you feel demotivated every time you think about the goals. And that's why a lot of people really give up their New Year's resolutions within the first week or 2. Okay, so that's the A and R within SMART. And the T stands for time bound. So what's the time frame that you can achieve your goals? Is it a 1-year goal, a 2-year goal, a 5-year goal? It might be a 1-month goal or a 1-week goal. Okay, so all my goals that I've set out for 2020, unsurprisingly, is for the entire year for 2020. So that is the SMART acronym, the SMART framework that you can use to set up your own goals as well. All right, so without further ado, let's go into the 6 goals that I have set for 2020. And the first goal that I have is to double my contributions to the Sharesies portfolio. So on this channel, I post about having a public portfolio on the channel. In that series, in that Sharesies public portfolio series, I basically show you guys how I would invest $1,000. And that was the first episode on the channel, was how to invest $1,000 into stocks. That $1,000 was initially a small amount because I wanted to show how it's possible for you guys to achieve that outcome. And I really want to compound that portfolio. I want to grow it significantly going into 2020. So each week I've been depositing in $35 in 2019. So in 2020, I want to double that to $70 per week. Okay, so in case you guys see in the future the portfolio amount has suddenly shot up, it's not because I've experienced tremendous gains. I'll show you guys how much gains I received from the portfolio, but I do want you guys to know that I'll be doubling up that portfolio, and I want to grow that significantly in 2020 as well. And hopefully with the higher contributions rate, it'll force me to save a lot more of my money as well. Saving more money also helps me in my private portfolio, but I want Sharesies, the public portfolio, to be a bigger chunk of my entire net wealth. And so having more contributions into the Sharesies public portfolio will help tremendously. Okay, so that is the first goal, is to double my contributions from $35 to $70 to the Sharesies public portfolio. The second goal that I have is to post more videos. Okay, so currently I post about I try to post about once per week. If I go back calculating all of that, I actually underperformed, so I haven't been posting on average once a week. So my goal going into 2020 is to post 3 times at least per month. Okay, so that's slightly less than once per week, and that is consistent with how much I've been posting. And the reason why I set this goal, which it doesn't seem too far-fetched or seem too high, is because I have a job that requires me to be quite dedicated in the first half of the year. It's a very busy period for me. And the first video that I posted, which really got this channel going, was on the towards the end of July. I believe it was the 28th of July. And so this channel really started at the second half of the year when I'm not too busy. So I can only imagine if, in 2020, if we look at the whole year, I'll be quite busy in the first half and I'm not so busy in the second half. Being not so busy in the second half will allow me to catch up in terms of my posting schedule and post at least 3 times a month or 36 times a year. So for me personally, that is a goal that is will be challenging to achieve in 2020. And the third goal that I have is to read more books. So personally, I read a lot of articles, I read a lot of annual reports, accounting standards. I don't read so much on books. And each time I read a book, I usually just skim read it and I jump onto the next book that I find interesting. And I usually don't finish books. So I want to make it an effort in 2020 for me to finish books, and I want to read 1 book a month or 12 books in the entire year. So the type of books that I'll be reading, it's not necessarily confined to investing and personal finance. A lot of the books that I'll be reading will hopefully fill in any knowledge gaps that I have. So for example, I'm quite interested in psychology or management, then I'll be reading those books there. And a lot of successful people do read a lot of books, and the reason why they're so successful is that they'll be able to fill in any knowledge gaps that they have through reading books. Okay, so I have a list of books that I'm interested at looking at. If you have any good recommendations on books, please drop them down in the comment section below, and I'll have a look at those recommendations. And the fourth goal that I have is more so around my career. And I'm currently going through the Chartered Accountancy program to become a qualified Chartered Accountant. So far, I have finished 3 papers out of 5. And so I'll be doing 2 more papers, the last 2 papers in 2020. So my goal for 2020 is to hopefully sit and pass all my exams and become a chartered accountant. So this really rounds up all the years of study, and they say study never stops, but at least the formal education stops at once I'm qualified. Going into university, I already knew that I wanted to become a chartered accountant, and so finishing up my chartered accountancy would be a great way to basically finish up all the studies that I've been doing since since primary school, really. So the 5th and 6th goals, the last 2 goals, are basically centered towards the YouTube channel. So I started this YouTube channel at the end of July 2019, and currently I'm sitting at about 200 and close to 290 subscribers 5 months into this whole thing. So I want to end 2020 with 1,000 subscribers. Now I know this goal is not a goal that I'm directly able to influence. The goal that I'm setting here is really dependent on you guys, whether the market believes the content that I'm producing is good content and whether there's demand for this content. So, but there are other factors that I'm able to indirectly influence this goal, and that is, like I said before, to post more regularly. I think 1,000 subscribers is very achievable in the next 12 months. If we just continue on at the rate that we're growing, we'll be close to achieving it. And the last goal that I have closely relates to that, and that is to have 20,000 views on the channel. So currently we have about 5,800 views, close to there. And so having a 20,000 view goal is to basically triple the amount of views, more than triple the amount of views that we achieved in this 5 months. So this final goal is a bit difficult, I think, to achieve, but I definitely do think it's achievable and realistic. If we look at the channel, it's been growing significantly, and I do think if I continue putting out content that the market does deem to be good content, that if there's value in the content, then this goal is definitely achievable. Okay, so those are my 6 goals for 2020. If you haven't already, make sure you use that framework, that SMART goals framework, to set yourself goals that are good goals, and yeah, basically smash them out of the park in 2020. I hope you enjoyed me sharing my 6 goals for 2020. Before I end this video, guys, I want to thank you all for being here in 2019 and showing your support for this channel. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, like, comment. If you want to show your support as well, you could sign up with Sharesies using my referral link down below. You'll get $10, I get 5. Everyone wins, really. Let's look towards 2020 with, high hopes and basically achieve those goals that we've set up for ourselves in 2020. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Until next year, take care.